site of this year's World Gymnastics Championships. Chris Marlowe and Bart Connor set for the start of rotation 4 in the women's team event. Here is Ina Skarupa from Ukraine. Skarupa from Ukraine on floor.
She's the first to go for this team. Each team fields 5 gymnasts on each piece of equipment. The top 4 scores count, and a great opening tumbling run. That's what they call an Arabian double front. Nice landing. That's a nice combination. Very high leaps. So far, clean tumbling. Here's her last run. It's going to get a nice score. Very complete presentation. And let's take a look at the last tumbling run. This is a double somersault in the piked position. You'll see a lot of gymnasts use that here. She earns 1/10 of a point bonus and a good clean landing.
Floor exercise for Ina Skarupa, 9.650. Solid. Another American is now up on beam. This is Elise Ray.
Had a very good meet so far. 9.287 on the vault, 9.725 on the bars. Beautiful double turn. Oh. Now, you earn bonus points for doing a move like that, but if you have an error that's a 2/10 of a point break or more, you will not get the bonus for doing that move. So the gymnasts are encouraged to try challenging moves, but if they have any execution errors, they won't get the bonus points, in addition to losing deductions for technical problems. Very pretty leaps. Nice combination there. Front somersault right to what they call a wolf jump. Anytime the gymnasts combine an acrobatic element with a dance element, they fulfill another requirement and a good dismount off to the side. This is a good example of the fluidity of her movement. Smooth and relaxed. Here's the double turn. And in this case, it ended up being about 2 1/4 turns. A little bit too much. There'll be a deduction there.
Elise Ray gets a 9.450, Bart.
She's fanning herself off. It's very hot in the gym there.
Continuing on beam now with American Vanessa Atler, one of her best events.
She had a 9.599 on the vault today. She struggled a little bit on the bars, 9.075. She hasn't solved her problems on the uneven bars yet. She's normally very explosive on the beam. Watch this opening tumbling run, 2 back handsprings to a layout. It's big. Oh. Now, anytime a gymnast has a 2/10 of a point deduction or more, they lose the potential bonus points, plus the execution error. So that's a big deduction for her. Morgan White from the U.S. team had a 9.262. Oh! Now that's a half a point more deduction. She's going to need to get refocused. She seems just off. Even now, it appears that her concentration is not there, even on the simple moves. Oh, she missed a connection right there. She was supposed to do a switch leap into the layout. Boy, when you talk about meltdown. Oh, this is tough to watch. So much expectation out of this young lady. High hopes for the American team, not only here at the Worlds, but of course next year's Olympics. And this is just devastating. Here's a young lady that recently left her longtime coaches, the Rybackis. Her life is in turmoil. Nobody knows where she's going to end up after these World Championships, and only an 8.025.
Here is China's Ling set for her second vault.
In general, the Chinese have been very weak on this event. The last couple of years, they got stronger, and yet this team, once again, is weak on the vault. Okay. You can hear the crowd's approval. She was shorter rotation and landed very low, but this enormously biased crowd is going to cheer her on anyway.
So that was the second of her 2, 9.281, her composite score. And now, Svetlana Khorkina, the 1997 world champion on this event. This is her favorite, and she is spectacular.
And Chris, she defines uneven bars because she has such a variety of elements. Watch these release moves. Watch this transitional element. She does 1.5 pirouette down to the low bar. This move coming up here is a Khorkina right there. Transition back to the high bar. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, just a little step there on the landing. She didn't come to a complete hold on that finish. That will be a slight deduction, but the rest of the routine was just outstanding, as always.
Despite that slight deduction, you can see why she is the reigning world and Olympic champion.
And watch this combination here, the 1.5 pirouette and this transition to the low bar. This move here is called a Khorkina, where she transfers back to the high bar. She actually has 3 moves on the uneven bars named after her. No other gymnast has achieved that. Just gorgeous form in the air, but as you see right here, she couldn't quite hold the landing, so she tried to finesse it to the judges. They're not going to buy it, but it'll still get a good score. Oh, my goodness.
Really good score, 9.825.
It's nice being the world champ.
For Russia's Svetlana Khorkina. Now here's China's Xuan, her second vault.
Chinese have done poorly here. Their scores barely averaging over a 9.0. This is a 9.8 start value vault. 1.5 twister. Little difficulty controlling that landing. She's the most experienced member of the Chinese team here. She has good technique, but in general, the Chinese team just lacks power. Perhaps it's in their training. Their technique is really good. Very nice execution, just not quite the same kind of power that you might see from a Vanessa Atler from the United States, for example.
Xuan score on her second vault, 9.4. Her average of the 2, 9.325. The standings after 4 rotations, Russia ahead of Ukraine and China. United States moving up.
And Romania and Australia have not yet performed their 3rd exercise in this competition. 6 rotations today instead of a normal 4.
All right, we'll be back.